November 13th, 1974. A quiet night in Amityville, Long Island. The kind of night where the wind whispers through the trees, the waves from the nearby canal lap against the docks, and the houses sit in silence. But inside, 112 Ocean Avenue, something unimaginable had taken place. The call came in just after 6:30 p.m. A frantic voice, young and shaken, told the dispatcher that his family had been shot. I arrived at the scene minutes later. The house was large, Dutch colonial, its windows peering like cold, empty eyes. The red and white paint, the manicured lawn, nothing about it hinted at the horror waiting inside. I stepped through the front door, the smell of gunpowder thick in the air. The first body was in the master bedroom. Ronald DeFeo Sr., 43 years old, lay face down on his bed, 2 bullet wounds in his back. Next to him, his wife, Louise DeFeo, 42, her body stiff, her nightgown soaked in blood. A sinking feeling hit my gut. I moved further into the house. The children's rooms. John Matthew DeFeo, 9 years old, his small body twisted under his blanket, shot once in the back. Across the hall, his brother, Mark DeFeo, 12, also shot in the back. The girls' room. Allison DeFeo, 13, a bullet through her head, her long blonde hair spread out like a halo. And finally, Dawn DeFeo, 18, also shot in the head, her body oddly positioned as if she had been awake when it happened. 6 bodies, all face down in their beds, not a single sign of struggle. It didn't make sense. Whoever did this had been meticulous, methodical. There were no signs of forced entry, no defensive wounds. Nothing about this looked like a burglary gone wrong. This was personal, and that left only one person, Ronald Butch DeFeo Jr., the eldest son. He was the one who had made the 911 call, acting shocked and devastated. But something about him felt off. His story was shaky. First, he said he came home and found his family dead. Then, he changed it, said maybe the mafia had something to do with it, that his family had enemies. But when I pressed him, his eyes darted, his hands fidgeted. He was sweating, even though the night was cold. Still, we had no proof. Not yet. I started from the beginning. The coroner estimated the time of death between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. That meant the bodies had been there all day, while Ronald went about his life as if nothing had happened. The murder weapon, a .35 caliber Marlin rifle, was missing. We scoured the neighborhood, questioning neighbors. No one heard gunshots. Not one. How could 6 people be shot in their beds in the dead of night and not a single neighbor wake up? It made no sense, unless they were drugged. But the toxicology report came back clean. No sedatives, no drugs in their system. Then how? That question haunted me. We searched Ronald's room. Hidden in his closet, stuffed under a pile of clothes, was a box of rifle ammunition, the same caliber as the bullets used in the murders. It wasn't enough to arrest him. Not yet. Then we found the breakthrough. I traced Ronald's movements that day. He had gone to work at the auto dealership owned by his grandfather. He had spent the day laughing, joking, acting normal, but I kept digging. That's when a friend of his came forward, claimed Ronald had been talking for months about killing his father. He said Ronald hated his parents, that he felt trapped in that house. Then another lead. A bartender from Henry's bar, where Ronald had gone that evening, said something strange. He kept saying his family was dead, but it was weird. He didn't sound upset. It was almost like he was waiting for us to ask more. I had enough. We brought Ronald in. At first, he denied everything, but the evidence was mounting. The ammunition, the shifting alibis, the growing list of witnesses who said he had talked about wanting his family dead. Hours passed. Then he cracked. Once I started, I just couldn't stop, he muttered. His voice was flat, cold. He admitted it all. At 3:15 a.m., he grabbed the rifle and entered his parents' bedroom first. His father never woke up. His mother barely had time to stir before she was gone too. One by one, he moved through the house. His brothers? He hesitated before Allison. Something about her made him pause. But then, he pulled the trigger. Dawn was last. But this is where things took a turn. He hesitated longer. They had a bond. She had always looked out for him. He claimed she had helped him, that she was in on it. But something went wrong. Maybe she panicked. Maybe she tried to stop him. He said she grabbed the rifle, tried to turn it on him. So he killed her too. Ronald DeFeo Jr. was arrested that night. The murder weapon? We found it later, tossed into the canal behind the house. During the trial, he tried to claim insanity. Said he heard voices. Said the house made him do it. But the jury didn't buy it. On November 21st, 1975, he was convicted on 6 counts of second-degree murder and sentenced to 6 consecutive life sentences. The case was closed, but the horror had only begun. The house at 112 Ocean Avenue didn't stay empty for long. A new family moved in, the Lutz family, and they claimed something sinister lingered in the house. Strange noises, shadowy figures, a presence that whispered in the night. Their story became the legend, the Amityville Horror. Was it real? Or was it just the echoes of evil left behind? I don't know, but I do know this. Whatever happened inside that house started long before the night Ronald DeFeo Jr. pulled the trigger.